I had a plan to just illustrate to the people of Derry and beyond how craft can be a real force for the community, to activate everyone really, not just students or craftspeople. People who've never really engaged in contemporary craft before are unaware, and I think everyone who's been involved with the project would agree that they've had an amazing experience, and that has seen Boris Bally and Rob Boyd come from Providence, Rhode Island to take up a residency for 3 weeks here in the 4 Hours Recycling Centre. We're in our last masterclass with Sujin Kang, but we've also had David Clark and Bettina Speckner come for a week to the city. So we're in our last days of the project, and I can honestly say I think it has surpassed my expectations.
A few weeks ago we started a workshop, metalworking. We started to do a quilt made out of metal. We used Coke cans and Fanta cans, and we actually stitched them as well, and that was great fun. And last week I worked with Bettina, who is a jewellery artist, and we sort of touched on a bit of jewellery and worked with metal and produced some wee trinkety things.
I'm a jewellery designer. I come from Leitrim, which is in the south of Ireland, and I heard about the workshops running up here in Derry through my old tutor Selena Coyle, who's organising the whole thing. And so I took the Bettina Speckner masterclass for the last week, which was absolutely amazing. I've kind of drifted away a little bit from jewellery making in the last half a year, so this has really kind of brought me back.
I was invited to participate in this exhibition and to give a 1 week's masterclass, which finished today. Yes, it was for me, very interesting project because there were jewelers and non-jewelers coming together, and we were together exploring a new field. And the workshop was called Objects Reloaded, so everybody took an object which had some personal value.
And the group discussed all their objects and had to kind of find out why it was personal and the story behind them, and then looking at them kind of as jewellery objects and how they could be made into jewellery and the meaning behind them and the idea of preciousness as well and material. So it was really like in a kind of a time for this experimentation.
My name is Boris Bally. I'm a metalsmith, which I consider myself a hybrid of a designer, a craftsperson, and an art person. My background training is from, first of all, making skateboards and martial arts weapons, and having many businesses with that, and eventually learning how to make jewelry, and training as a goldsmith in Switzerland, which is my family's heritage. Then eventually experimentation has led me to working with traffic signs. But the one thing that has always struck me as a challenge is of using discards from society and recycling them or upcycling them, not so much for the recycled message, but more for the challenge, the technical challenge. And I also thought it would make a far better kind of business challenge to be able to sell back to people things that they basically threw away by just recontextualizing them.
I work a bit with metal, but I don't machine it. I just use stuff, and so it was nice to get really big power tools and work with them. But I'm a hoarder and I keep things, and I like to use rubbish to make art. So I actually came across Boris Bally's work before, and so what we started with is the signs that were there, the traffic signs that were there, and trying to design pieces. So the beginning of the week was very much conceptual, trying to see what can we do with what we had.
In the Boris Bally workshop, we learnt to design and build furniture out of old street signs. On the first week was all design, production of prototypes. All the artists that were taking part made prototypes, and we voted on whose designs would go forward to the actual finished products. Opportunity to work with loads of different artists from all around Ireland and the UK was brilliant. Boris was a fantastic tutor He inspired everyone to really become a team. He also was very open to listen to other people and learn from other people. I myself learned loads from the experience.
Yeah, it's brilliant. There was a really good mix of people that are from completely different different skill sets, different experience, different interests, but I think there's something really lovely about, you know, having this kind of hands-on thing with people. Whatever you're doing, you kind of, you know, it's not too much in the head. It's very, you know, you end up being very human together. It's really lovely. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and just getting like little kind of bits of information as well from Bettina and her kind of view on things, because she gave little lectures as well every day on different aspects of qualities of jewellery, and she also had a talk on her own work, which is really inspiring.
And I think that my workshop participants, they worked really hard to get into a totally new field for them, which I thought was very brave, and I enjoyed it very much.
The participants all really learned a lot. That most of them had never worked in metal before. So for me, as a metalsmith and a jeweller, that's really exciting, because there's now a legacy of people in Derry who are interested in the material.
I think that my favorite part of the whole project is that we're a team and we've done this all together, and everybody has learned something, including myself, and we've worked together beautifully. The fact that it was an exhibition and had legacy components all over the place, and the fact that I got to meet some of the other teachers of the courses was an added bonus.
We're kind of in our wrap-up days now with Boris. I'm a little bit sad, but I really am very positive about the future. I think that there's an impetus now for us to continue, not only with contemporary craft practice in the city, with metal and with all of these materials and media and thought processes that haven't really existed in the city, whereas with visual art maybe they're much more present in the city and accepted. I really hope this is a stepping stone in the future for people to engage with contemporary craft practice. I hope personally to see Boris come back to the city. That's my goal. It's been such a success. I think we've only scratched the surface.